All right. Well, here I wasn't sure you were going to be ready to do it again.
Uh, my mouth still works.
Yeah.
The arms ain't working.
Okay.
Just to let the viewers know a little bit, I guess what happened. Uh, I was lifting up something a little too heavy. It was a bathroom vanity, and it tore both my tendons from both my arms and my biceps off. And so my biceps were up in my shoulders for a little bit. And last Tuesday, the second, they reattached them with a couple titanium screws into my forearm bones. And so tomorrow's our first day back to go see the doctors, get the casts off, and see how it's looking.
So you already know he's going to take them off, or
Well, yeah, he's got to take them off to just look at it, see how it's healing, and then he'll make a decision on putting new cast back on or that I forgot the
the
name of it.
brace?
Yeah, the brace. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
looking forward to it.
Yeah. Well, we'll get her repaired.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting the cast off just for a moment to itch my
Yeah.
fucking arm.
Yeah. Yeah. I bet. I don't. I purposely don't bring up that stuff, but
Yeah,
I think it's
I hear you.
if you can't.
Yeah,
But yeah, I had a friend when we were kids who he was in it both arms like this,
yeah.
and it was waist, and it was that old plaster. He was stuck like this
Shit.
for 6 weeks, I think, 6 or 8 weeks.
Wow.
But yeah, his whole body and everything. Yeah, it was tough. He was playing football, a little pee wee football or something.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Yes, sir. So, all right.
Well, good, good. You ready to get started?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. So,
Yeah.
welcome, my brothers and sisters, two old goats.
All right.
Comfortable.
Yeah, welcome back. Number 25 here.
Holy
Let's
shit.
get let's get rolling.
This is isn't this the golden anniversary one or what is that?
25 is silver.
Silver anniversary. Very
Yeah. Yeah. I think it goes along with that inconsistent, imperfect,
right.
very imperfect
I hear you.
action nonetheless. But we've been consistent. We've,
Yeah, for the
we've,
most
uh,
part.
done what we're supposed to do. So
Yeah.
we'll start getting better at it at some point. I heard you got a review from one of our listeners.
I did.
Yeah, I think you mentioned something about you had a surprise visitor. I think it was yesterday.
I did. I did. I got a senior. The senior Dixter showed up at the doorstep.
Yeah. All right.
That was
Well,
quite the
good.
surprise.
Yeah. Well, he's working with Chrissy's helping him with his book.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think. Forgive me if I messed the title up, but it was something like "It's too late to wake the sheep up" or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't heard a title.
Okay.
I haven't even seen a copy. He hasn't sent me a copy yet.
All right. Well, he showed it was like a picture of two lions up front, and then it says it's too late to wake the sheep up. So there's, but from what he shared with me, the whole premise of the book is how as parents we're missing out on raising our young men to become young men.
Right.
Where you look at a lot of individuals out there where our children are taught. Now, keep in mind, they're taught this that they don't know what gender they are yet.
Oh, yeah. Now that's sad. Yeah.
It is because the kids aren't even worried about gender at that age, and we're gonna
Right.
teach them that you don't know if you have a
Right.
P or of a JJ yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that was one part of it that he was talking about, and it just pisses him right off. And he wants to tell the whole world and try to help as many people as possible to
Right.
raise some young, responsible men that want to protect their family and do what they can to help society and do what they can to make this world a better place.
Yeah. absolutely.
instead of cowering and not taking accountability and responsibility and all that shit, you know?
Yeah. Well, the way the story usually goes is everybody, it's not happening to me right now, so everybody looks the other way, and then until all of a sudden it is happening to me.
Yeah, it's
Nobody there to ask for help. Then.
right. Well, a lot of them they don't realize it. It's kind of comical. I've talked to a few people and they're like, "Yeah, we're raising pussies," and they're, all these, they're not being men, and I'm talking to them, and they don't realize I'm talking to them. You know,
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
they don't think they're the ones that are doing that.
Right.
Teaching
Right.
their kids to spend all day on their tablets, and not go outside and throw a stick at,
Right.
and mess up some stuff in the neighborhood. Being young men, being boys, going out there and get in trouble for some tomfoolery.
Yeah. Get
That's
to
what
know
it's
your
about, man.
Go get to know your neighbors.
Right? That's what
Yeah.
it's all about,
I knew
man.
all my neighbors.
Yeah. Well, I get a lot of stuff about how I raised my boys, and I'm not saying I was perfect at all, but man, I gave it a fuck all that I had to teach them responsibility and respect and imagination and desire to explore and it's okay to get in trouble. Go explore,
Yeah.
do your thing, but be a man when you get in trouble. Stand up and take accountability. You know,
Yeah.
dang right, I threw a stick at that kid.
Yeah. It was worth it.
I mean, the end result was crazy for me. I got three boys, and man, they freaking went in all three different directions.
Yeah. Well, that's their personality. That's going to happen.
Yeah, but they can never say they don't know how to have manners,
All right.
respect, responsibility,
All right.
accountability. They know that was taught.
Yeah.
Now, what
They
they do
do.
with that's on them.
Yeah. They know it. Again, knowledge is not the answer.
That's right.
Yeah. I hear you. Well, good. Well, good stuff. Well, I'm glad y'all got to finally meet for like the fourth time or the fifth time.
Right? I did say that. I'm so glad I finally got to meet you face to face.
Yeah.
Dude, you spent 30 minutes teaching me how to cook a redfish in Barry's, kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was shit 9 years ago. That was a long time ago.
Yeah. He probably don't remember that.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all good.
Yeah.
I like meeting people again for the first time.
And wouldn't that be cool? Every day is a new day.
Yeah, what's that one? Shit, he don't know.
Right. Right. Exactly.
I can redo it. Groundhog Day.
Right. That's it. Start again over and over. I like that movie. It's a good movie.
It is. Now I know how to impress him. I know what to say.
Right. There you go.
It was comical though. He is definitely old school, and I
Mhm.
love that. I love old school mentalities. And he went to. I mean, right away when he walked in the door, the first thing he did was go to shake my hand.
Right.
You know, and I looked at him and I put my hands up. He goes, "Oh, okay, right."
Yeah.
I love that about the old school guys. The
Yeah.
youngsters, they don't. I don't know what they do. They text them real quick. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, I'm here.
Yeah, there's no shaking hands or hugs or
Yeah.
anything that I see. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I hadn't been around that many. I mean, I shake people's hands on. I don't give them a choice most of the time.
Right?
So some women, I do. I'll wait till a woman puts her hand down or something.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, well, good, good, all good. Well, hopefully they're getting something done. And y'all didn't visit anything about him coming on and talking about it, his book, did you?
Uh,
Did you say anything?
Not necessarily. I don't think he's ready for that yet.
Yeah,
He's got to get a little bit more foundation going on his book, but once that is, then I think he's ready to unleash it and get it out
yeah.
there in the populace.
All right.
So
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. That's exciting stuff.
Right.
Yep, you bet. Very good.
I will do what, he did suggest to me that there's sometimes that we're pretty boring.
Right?
Our topics are pretty boring. And then he goes, then there's times when you're just boring.
Oh, okay.
I was like, oh shit. I've never been called boring
Wow.
ever.
Oh, wow.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, all about constructive criticism.
Yeah.
If I'm
Oh,
boring,
absolutely.
let me know.
Yeah. Well, dang. Maybe you need to get a cheerleader outfit or something.
I something. I don't know. I figured my jokes were good, and
Yeah.
you know, I don't speak in a monotone voice, so
No.
I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, good stuff. All right. Did he have any pointers or any
No, he said he
suggestions for
sent you the
topics?
link on how to correct that.
He sent me the link.
He said, "Do you do Facebook?" I said, "Dude, I don't have Facebook."
Uh huh.
He goes, "Well, well, he sent you the
Right.
link on how not to be boring.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Yeah.
get it?"
I get it. I get it.
Good.
I think I saw it. He's big on this Asian dude right now. I can't think of his name, but
Okay.
he sent me a couple videos, and I'm not real good about watching them. You know, some of them I'll watch when
Let me
somebody
guess.
sends me.
Are they boring?
They're boring. No, but it's some of them I'm like, I do that. Come on, I
Yeah.
do that stuff. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, I think at the end of the day, maybe, talking about, Richard Sr., I'm just talking in general. I've listened to a lot of different podcasts and they're having good conversations. And, if you don't find the conversation entertaining or you don't know what they're really talking about, of course it's going to be boring. I mean, I've listened to Joe Rogan and there's some things that they go off on the deep end about, especially when he gets those doctors and scientists and mathematicians in there. I'm like, what the hell? And
I
it's
fast forward.
too long.
I fast forward through a bunch of that. When they get in the weeds, I'll fast forward through that.
Yeah, I'll watch the shorts.
Yeah,
I need what is it? The Cliff Notes.
Cliff Notes.
That's what I need. So I don't know. Our whole purpose of what we're doing here is not so much for the entertainment point of it. It's more of uh, sharing our experiences, life that we're dealing with. We're dealing with medical issues, life issues, relationship issues, spiritual issues. We're just dealing with life, and we're just sharing. Well, what the fuck did you do about it?
Right.
And I don't know. I guess if you find that boring, then I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of ties into something we could talk about. I had some time to meditate over the last week. I had some alone time for a while, and that's always good meditation time for me. One of the things that struck me was, there's a lot of people uh, in our program, but I would say just a lot of people in general that, especially in our program, that think, that they come, they go to meetings, they do whatever they do, but they really don't know the program. They don't know the material. They haven't experienced the spiritual awakenings, I guess, enough to really enjoy it.
Yeah,
Really enjoy the freedom that it offers. It is a little discipline. We have the steps, the principles, and the discipline is to align yourself with those principles and live
yeah,
by those principles, which a lot of times is the opposite of what everybody else is doing. So, I don't think God cares so much about my reputation as he cares much about I'm doing the right thing.
right. Yeah, I agree.
But I think that's the big thing. They haven't surrendered enough. I want to say that they don't know the material enough, but like we just said, knowledge is not the answer.
Yeah,
You have to walk in it. You know what I mean? Over a period of time. And then those things really start taking on deeper and deeper meaning and really start enjoying.
Yeah.
the discipline.
Yeah, I agree with you. I can just think of a few guys right out the top of my head and gals that right out the top of my head how they're still angry or they're frustrated or they're just not having fun
Right.
doing the program. And I got to be careful when I say that because I truly believe that they're not doing the true program. I think they're so fixated on the minute details, the discipline side of things that they give up too soon. They give up before the miracles start happening, right? Or they get and they find one miracle, hey, they get their marriage back, or hey, they get a job, and then that they stop,
Yeah, they fall back into the same rut that got them there.
right? And they're that's not the program, right? The program is nod your head, say thank you, and keep moving, right? Thank you for the job. Now I need to keep going. Oh, shit, there's a relationship. Thank you. Keep
Yeah.
going. Oh, there's an investment. Thank you. There's a car. There's a house, right? There's relationships. There's exploration. Look at all the fun stuff that's happening. Nod your head and keep moving. The moment you stop and grab a hold of whatever that miracle may be, you're going back to your old ways and you're going to miss it. You're going to miss the true miracles.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, or they get so fixated on all the philosophical fucking dig deeper bullshit, that they make it so dry and the whole premise is just get busy, man. Yeah, there's some stuff we can read and yeah, there's some cool stuff that will come up, but the program's about busy. The program's about how can I hook you up, man? How can I help you out?
Right. Well, I think so many people, it's kind of interesting if you think about it, because it's the same thing that happened in the Bible and religious life. It's happening in our program. So many people learn all these extra rules that they, quote rules.
Yeah.
Go to 90 meetings in 90 days. You have
Hmm.
to have a sponsor right now. You have to whatever.
Yeah.
All the stuff that are, you know, like in the Bible, all that stuff is just a way for another man one man to judge another man. It's not
Yeah.
in the Bible. And Jesus pointed that out. Well, it's the same thing in our program.
Yeah.
That shit ain't in our program.
Right.
And so I think what happens is a lot of people get caught up in that kind of behavior modification.
Yeah.
I have to do this many meetings and this many days and
Yeah. Well,
call
that
this
that's
many
just
people.
checking off boxes, Mary.
Yeah, it's behavior modification instead of learning the spiritual freedom.
Yeah.
Learn what the spirit of the exercise is. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
It's the spirit of the whole thing, and not. And I think we have some pretty close friends that that's a big part of their hang up.
Yeah.
It's they're doing math. Whenever we're listening to music, you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I
And
do
so
know what you mean.
yeah,
They're missing out on the ride, man. The spiritual way of life is a ride.
yeah,
You let
exactly.
go. You let go of the earthly things. I'm not saying that you don't be responsible and pay your mortgage. I'm not saying about that.
No, not at
That's
all.
not your fixation,
Well, that's against the spiritual principles.
Exactly.
You got to ride those spiritual principles.
Yeah. So, and
It's
that's
not.
that's where the fun is. It's the ride.
Oh, absolutely, the journey
Yeah.
all the time, and I always have to remind me of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's, I'm one of those guys that I want to have arrived. I have arrived. My Cadillac, my
Right.
Cadillac pickup truck.
Yeah. Well, I look at the arrival part of it a little bit. Back in the day, I used to think whenever I accomplished something, I have arrived, right?
Right.
But then I settle, and then typically I get my ass kicked eventually because I'm not moving anymore. So now my whole I have arrived is when I grab a hold of the spiritual way of life and I just fucking ride it. Man, I was like, well, that's it right there. I had some
Well,
good times.
that's it. We've been reading Goggins a little bit. He kind of the first book, I don't think he comes up with it, but eventually he comes up with the thought of, I don't get ready for events.
Hmm.
I just stay ready all the time.
Right.
You call me and, hey, we got an event tomorrow. Okay, I'll be there. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Instead of, oh, I got to get ready for this 100-mile run coming up in 3 weeks or 6 weeks.
Right.
Just no, stay ready all the time.
Yep.
Which I'm not saying that we have to do that physically. That's his expression. We do it in our way, whatever our expression
Well, I beg to differ with you on that, Barry, because there's three sides of that triangle.
is. Okay.
I think our job is to get limitless on all three sides, not just, if you're going to say, well, I'll just, read, and I'll open my mind,
Right.
and I'm ready whenever a conversation comes up or a question or a situation, I have an open mind, willingness, ready to go.
Right.
Well, you need to be prepared, not just mentally, you need to be prepared physically and you need to be prepared spiritually. So you need to be limitless as quickly as possible for anything that comes up your way.
I agree to some extent. I'm not going to run no 100-mile foot race or nothing.
Well, I'm not talking about that, but you need to be ready to go. You need to be ready to go for when what see that's the thing is you're limiting yourself because you don't know what your fucking plans are. You just need to be
Yeah.
ready to go.
It ain't running 100-mile races. It's walking through freaking eyeball high weeds trying to chase Bambi is what
Right.
my
What but
freaking
see that's
problem
the
is.
thing. I
Bushwhacking.
remember you told me early on, right,
Yeah.
that I am an alcoholic. So there's a good chance that my calling's not to be a counselor in New Guinea. With
Yeah,
the
God ain't gonna send me to work with pygmies because I ain't good at working with pygmies.
right? So there's still a whatever is the center of your life, the three sides of that triangle, you still need to be open minded, willing, and ready to go. You
Oh,
know?
I agree. I agree.
So physically, yes, you still need to constantly be working on you, and you don't know. You
Yeah.
don't know. You can sit there and say, "Oh, I'm doing no 100 mile. I ain't doing no 100 mile," right? But you don't fucking know.
Yeah.
It ain't up to you.
I ain't doing
I
it.
hear what you're saying, but you keep saying that. And let's see what God says.
No, I don't. I know better than that.
Well, God may have different plans for you, but I'm just saying
Right.
it ain't up to you. So you should still be able to do some running, still should be able to do some biking, some swimming, some hunting, fishing.
Yeah, I'm doing all that. All that. I just, I'm not going to do the Moab 240 or whatever the fuck it is.
Never say I ain't doing. It
Okay.
gets me in trouble every time if I say I ain't gonna do.
I have no desire whatsoever.
Well, okay, that's fine.
I mean, probably take a little desire to do that, to finish it.
It could,
Yeah.
but who knows? Maybe 10Ks are more your speed.
Yeah.
So,
Well, there's nothing wrong with a good 10K.
right?
I like 5Ks better.
And Ks are just for charities and
Right.
kids.
Yeah. I like them better. I like kids.
Yeah.
That's good
So
stuff.
I don't know. I just still think we need to constantly be working ourselves and not put limits. I'm not saying that I'll ever do a Mojave 240 or anything like that, but I'm willing. If someone ever called me up and said, "Hey, man, you want to go do this with me?" I would be doing it a disservice to not say, "Fuck yeah, let's go," because that's what the program's about. Just like our buddy last night said, it's not about that. It's put my shit down. Let's go.
Yeah.
You called me. Now, I don't think realistically I would ever be called to go run a 240. But
Hmm.
I don't see someone could call me up and say, "Hey, you want to train with me to do a half marathon?"
Right.
I can't. Oh, yeah, let's go, man. Let's go try it out. I'm not
Yeah.
saying I'm gonna win.
Yeah. You could be the
I'll,
pace.
I'll wear some tight shorts and be the pacer.
There you go.
But I'm willing. I think that's the journey. That's the spirit side. Is what do you got? Let's go have some fun.
I understand.
So.
Well, I agree with that part of it. I'm just letting it be known.
You ain't doing no 240.
I'm not up for that right now.
Okay,
It's not on my goal sheet. It's not on my what do they call it, bucket list.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's on my bucket list to stay away from those.
Oh, okay. So, but I do believe you need to be working on all three sides: the
I,
physical, mental, and the spiritual.
oh, I agree with that. I don't think you can. I mean, we know, and everybody talks about if you're halfway paying attention, your physical part has a lot to do with mental. It all goes together.
Yeah.
Physical, mental. That's why that's
Mm-hmm.
hey, that's why they put it all on one coin in a triangle, and
All
it
right.
all goes together.
Yeah.
Imagine that we finally figured it out. 20 something years to figure that shit out. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So and I'm right there with you, man. I think if you're not working it, man, the right way, I agree. You're not going to have fun. It's going to be boring. You're still going to be angry. All those things are going to happen. And so if you feel that way, you know you ain't doing it right. So
Yeah. Well, the book even tells us, there's only a few things that it tells us we must do.
yeah,
And it tells us we absolutely insist on enjoying life.
yeah,
So I would say to those people that are, because there's obviously some people that aren't,
yeah,
you know, and, the big book has similar verses.
yeah.
We're supposed to enjoy God, and God enjoys us. That's a whole talk right there. You think God enjoys us? You think God enjoys you?
I think there's days that he'd like to put a foot up my ass,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
But I also agree with Mel last night. I don't think God gets all bent out of shape if I want to go do something different. I
Yeah.
don't think he gets all wrapped up in the emotional side, my emotional highs and lows. He
Yeah.
tells me to grow the fuck up and get busy. So
He goes, Tommy, that's the same sin. That's the same one.
yeah, you gonna
You're like,
do it
yeah,
again?
yeah, dude, that's my favorite one. That's
Yeah,
my favorite sin.
yeah. I ain't even watch you anymore.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. I think I don't know if I don't know, man. I mean, honestly, I really don't know much about our higher power, other than it gives me life,
Yeah.
and it's up to me on what I make of it. That's really all I know.
Right.
And that's what the program taught me. If I can walk into a room and I could fucking hate everybody in there, or I could walk in a room and love everyone and have a good time despite what else is going on.
Right.
I think that's where, in sense, that we are our own gods and we are creators, because He gives us the life and we create what we want it to be.
Hmm.
It could be heaven or it could be hell. That's what you want it to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think so. Right here, right now.
Yeah.
Funny part about it, if you really think about it, a lot of these people that are waiting to go to heaven,
Mm,
and they're all like, they don't want to have too much fun, and they damn sure don't want nobody to see them having fun,
right. Those
because
are also the check box or the box checkers too.
yeah, and they're all like, oh, I can't have fun. That's a sin. You know,
Yeah.
I put anything in my mouth that tastes good, I got to spit it out.
Right. Absolutely.
Those kind of people, when they do get to heaven, they're not going to be comfortable because we're all going to be partying, having a good time. Because I mean, that's what the book says. It
Yeah.
says
That's. I
endless
don't.
joy.
I don't think they ever get to heaven though.
You
I
know,
think if you're waiting to get to heaven, you've
yeah,
already missed it.
yeah. You're just gonna. That's the hell is the way.
That's it. If you're sitting there waiting to go to heaven because you're doing your 10%, giving it to the church, and you show up on Sundays to give to the needy and
Yeah,
just check all your boxes, make sure you post it on Facebook, all the great things you're doing,
that you went
you
to
know,
church.
right? And say, "Oh, surely I'm going to heaven. Look at all that I'm doing. Hey everybody, look at all that I'm doing. I'm definitely going to heaven."
Right.
That was it. That was the best you got.
That was it. Yeah.
You missed the train, bro.
You received your reward.
Yeah. So that's my take on that. I don't think they ever get to heaven, bud. I think they missed the bus.
Interesting. That was just an interesting thought. I thought
Yeah.
how uncomfortable they would be, because you know how they are at parties. People like that, they're like, they're not fun. They ain't mixing it up.
Yeah. No, I think that's the uncomfortableness is when they finally die physically, right?
Right.
And then they're like, shit, why is this so hot? Why is everyone so mean to me? What? Dude, I did all that I did. What the hell's going on? This is heaven? Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Uh,
No, you missed that bus. You missed
hmm.
that bus when all you cared about was making sure everyone saw all the great things you did.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
So
Interesting stuff.
that's why I canceled my Facebook. No, I think we're supposed to do our good deeds when people aren't paying attention.
Yeah. Well, I agree. Well, I think too well, I don't know. I think too it's a lot of people see it as the old term or the expression that we go to church on Sunday and live like hell all week,
Yeah,
and stuff like that, and that's supposed to work out. That doesn't work,
no,
and I think that's how we end up where we end up,
yeah, yeah,
so to
no.
speak.
It's
Yeah.
church isn't a location, man. Church is a way of living.
Well, the funny part about it, and I like this expression. I think I've told you before. A lot of people think of church or God, as to use sports terms, they think of God as like the umpire.
Yeah,
He's back there calling balls and strikes and outs,
yeah,
and all he cares about is the rules.
yeah.
And that's not God at all.
No,
God's the third base coach.
yeah,
He's the one that's, excited about, waving you home and wants
right,
you to feel the joy of getting home.
yeah,
And he's, hey, watch me. I'll tell you to stop or go or what to do. From the time you leave, first base, you're supposed to be looking at the third base coach.
right,
Before you even get to second base, you better know what that coach is wanting you to do, and you better not be looking at the ball.
right.
At least that's the way I was taught. So,
Yeah, that makes sense. That
yeah,
makes
so I think
sense.
that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of the way I see it. I think a lot of people think he's the umpire. I got to go check in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't agree with that either.
Yeah.
I think that God has a lot more things going on than sit there making sure you're checking all your boxes,
Yes.
and doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Mhm.
I think at the end of the day, this is my take on everything. Just because the program taught me that at the end of the day, what's my purpose? My purpose is to share this message as much as possible, right? And the best way to do it is through my actions, right? So then I go back and I read things like the Bible or the Quran or whatever, the Buddha, right? And I read that stuff, and it's the same message. Jesus was a messenger. Here's how you do this. And he showed us how to do things, right? And so he's like, here's what you do. You too are now the messenger. So I think, the church essentially, you're supposed to go get the message, and then you're supposed to go do that message. And by doing that message, you're sharing the message to others, you know? But if you're just going to take that message, put it in your back pocket, and then maybe one day you might go reach in there and fucking feel for it again, and oh shit, it ain't there. You missed it. You missed the bus again. So I think that's ultimately what it is our higher power really isn't concerned with our emotional affairs. It's more concerned on I'm giving of myself and you're supposed to be giving of yourself. That's how this whole thing works. And when you learn that, that's the spiritual ride. That's the joys, that's the highs, the lows, the adventures, you know? And then that's where we have fun, where we slide into home and we're all tore up, dirty, and bloody. And we're like, now that was a fucking ride.
Yeah.
That's when you get the high five, from God saying, hell yeah, that's the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be walking to first base, keeping yourself all clean and neat.
No,
You
no.
know?
And that's it. That's exactly it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people miss it. And I think that's where it becomes boring. I think that's
Mhm.
where people miss it and they get all hung up on one side or one thing and they overanalyze shit and they want to rethink it and reconfigure and oh shit, maybe it's this, fuck that. Get busy, dude.
Yeah.
If that whatever that is that you're working on that message, it's not working, go back and read another one. There's
Yeah.
tons of messages that we're supposed to be sharing.
Oh, absolutely. All you got to do is tune in.
That's it right
You
there.
know, I spend some time alone for a minute and tune in,
Yeah.
and you'll get it. I think those messages are there. It's just, for us to tune into them. A lot of people we don't hear them just because we're so wrapped up in our uh, self, a whole other topic, relieve me of the bondage of self.
Yeah.
I'm so wrapped up in myself, I don't hear the message. I'm not looking for the message or something.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah,
I totally agree.
yeah, that's it. But, all right. Well, good stuff. What else you got? Anything else?
Well, I'm still I love that question about what when you said do you think God cares about
See,
how I
enjoy
feel?
you.
Does he enjoy me? Things like that.
Yeah.
I love questions like that, man. It makes me think, and I desire, and I want to seek those answers, you know. And I think ultimately, just based off of what I know, that nearness to my higher power, it gives me peace, it gives me serenity, joy, excitement, all those things, and I feel that when I'm doing the dishes or when I'm taking the car through the car wash or when I'm going to get groceries or I'm working on a problem at work or I'm sitting down helping somebody going through a difficult time, I believe that as long as inside me feels that peace, serenity, joy, adventure, excitement, right? Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty happy with me. I believe.
Well, you got to think, he put us in this world that this is not a little safe and cuddly world.
Yeah.
There's danger around every corner. I mean, even before we get to the civilized part, it's,
Yeah.
getting enough food, being able to survive the local animals and habitat, eventually, and even now, it turns out, we've been playing God ourselves, thinking we can make better food and better habitat and everything else, and essentially we're poisoning ourselves. So we're not very good at that at all. So
Well, that really gets my fucking goat though, Barry.
yeah, what's that?
Because what you just said reminded me, I get so fucking irritated when I hear people say, "Oh, it's safe, have a safe trip, be
Right,
safe," right?
right,
And then that goes in line with the whole Tommy, I think you were a little over aggressive with that person.
right.
I think everybody needs to know the truth, Tommy. And all I can do is I remember the story in the Bible where Jesus pulls up in the marketplace, starts flipping fucking tables and whipping people's ass with cords, right? Saying you're doing it fucking wrong. No,
Right.
no one came up to him and said, "Jesus, you think you're a little aggressive?
Yeah,
Jesus, you're doing it wrong. Maybe you should have talked to him nicer and spoken their language."
yeah.
No one ever said that.
No, they just killed him. They
Never
came
mind.
later.
Never mind.
But no, but you're making my point, and that's my point. Is does God enjoy me? Well, am I doing anything? Am I experiencing this world that He put me
Yeah.
in? I think He wants us to get out and experience it. He doesn't want us over here going, don't step on Johnny's toes and don't do,
Right.
don't call this person by the wrong Mr. or Ms. or whatever the hell they go by these days. I don't know.
Yeah.
Uh, no offense intended.
There you go.
But anyway, that's not the world that he put us in, and that doesn't make him joyful. What makes him joyful is when we're out there mixing it up and
Right.
we're helping and we're, exploring or getting out of our comfort zone.
Right.
He didn't make the world comfortable. We're the ones that make it comfortable.
Right.
You
Well,
know,
see, that's the cool thing is though, is when those uncomfortable moments, if you have the nearness of your higher power, you will be at peace in those moments. You'll be smiling and enjoying those moments, right? The highs and the lows, they all come the same way. But if you have the nearness of your higher power, man, it don't matter really, And that's, I think, is when you can realize that you're not, is when you're that I think Mel was talking about the barometer, irritable, restless, and discontent. If you're in a situation and you're irritable, restless, and discontent, you ain't doing it right. Either you're not doing it right or you're in a situation you're not supposed to be in.
right?
You're involving yourself in some shit that's above your pay grade.
Yeah. Well, that was his point exactly.
Yeah.
Irritable, restless, discontent. That's a red flag. I got to stop. What the hell's
Yeah.
going on?
Right.
What am I doing? Who am I stepping on?
Yeah.
You
And I
know?
think that's where the disconnect comes.
Yeah.
Because I think truly our higher power is enjoying me when I'm in line, right? And when it's not, when there's that disconnect, how
Right.
can he enjoy me? I'm not connected. He don't know,
Yeah.
right?
I think
So
when we're walking in those spiritual principles, and I don't mean like following every damn rule that somebody wrote down that's not in our book.
yeah,
I'm talking about enjoying the fullness of those principles.
yeah,
And one of the ones that you like to enjoy that a lot of people don't is the honesty one,
all right,
right up front. But all of them, it's just like they all go together. There's a
yeah,
couple of main ones I think that, I think they all flow through.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's where a lot of people miss it, because I'm not a hypocrite on being honest with somebody. Because if anybody, I fucking hurt myself a lot being honest with myself. It hurts
Yeah.
my ego when I have to be honest with myself. But I'm just as hard on myself, if not harder on myself, than I am around those that need to hear the truth.
Yeah. The only thing I'm going to disagree with is I would say you don't know that.
I don't know
You don't
what.
know that it hurts yourself because we don't know that. What if that's just God moving you from
Oh,
somewhere you're not supposed to be to somewhere you're supposed to be? Because,
yeah. No, that's not the hurting that I'm talking about. I'm talking about it hurts my ego when I have to be honest with myself.
yeah, I understand that.
But then that's when, yes, that suffering, that's
Right?
when God's saying you need to move. I know it's hurting your ego, and there's a reason why it's fucking hurting your ego.
Yeah.
Because you're not supposed to be there, you dummy.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
think a lot of times too, God don't care about my ego.
No,
He
he
got
don't.
me doing some stuff where it's like,
Yeah.
dude, he goes, just shut up, get your ass over there and do it. It's
Yeah.
service.
Right. Yeah. He's already 3 millennial down the road saying,
Yeah.
catch the fuck up. Where you
Yeah.
at?
Now I'm over there going, this is beneath me.
Right. So yeah, so I just wanted to make that clear that, there's not a lot of people in this world that are willing to be honest with those that they love and care about around them.
Yeah.
They would rather let them fucking die a horrible fucking death because they're worried about their feelings and emotions. And I'm not that guy, man. I think you're doing a disservice for your spirituality and the way that we're supposed to be living by caring and worrying about hurting people's feelings by telling them something that could save their life.
Yeah. I agree. It's a few minutes of pain versus,
Yeah.
they're going to die. So
Yep.
which is it? And it is kind of the point I was getting to was that is the easier, softer way is to tell the truth. Let's get in. Let everybody get their panties straight again,
Yeah.
and now we can start working on a good foundation.
Right.
Now that we're on the truth, and, Now we can
Yeah.
go. Now we can move.
Yep. And I truly believe that, I mean, me speaking the truth, saying the truth, that, hey, doing drugs is stupid. It's fucking going to hurt you, right?
Right.
No, you're not supposed to do that. We're supposed to talk to them. What are you trying to hide? What are you trying to know? Motherfucker, the reason why they're doing alcohol and drugs is because they like the way the fucking shit makes them feel.
That's it. It's
They
not a
ain't
secret.
trying to hide something and feel something,
It's not magic. It ain't because they weren't potty trained by a certain time.
right?
Doesn't
Y'all
have shit to do with it.
missing that shit. You just tell them you're fucking up, man, and you don't have to do it that way,
Right.
right? And then that's it. Now you walk away.
Yeah. Yep.
And the thing is the truth is already written inside them. They know.
They know. They already know.
They already know. That's why they already have a defense ready set in. They got an argument set in. They've been planning to argue with you this whole time.
Right.
Because guess what? I wasn't the first one to say something.
Yeah.
God lives within inside you, and God's telling you, you fucking up.
Yeah, he's screaming at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Crazy.
you know, you guys, I hear a lot of people get on me about that shit, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Show me where in the Bible where you all got on God and said you can't be saying you got to be more sensitive to people's feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
don't,
that's him standing there waving you to come on over to third base, and you're standing there at second base going, I don't think I can make it.
right,
He's going to fucking tell the truth and come on, you can make it.
right.
Like, no, might hurt this guy's feelings. He can't throw me out.
Yeah. Well, I think that goes with the whole point where not everybody fucking makes it to home,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and that hurts my feelings because there's a lot of people I love that ain't ever gonna make it home.
Yeah. The sad truth, most don't.
Yeah.
You know.
They get shit. Most of them never even get up to base to try to hit.
Right.
You know, much less get on any bases or anything.
Right. Oh yeah.
You know, they don't ever play. They don't ever get to play the game.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah, and you got the ones that are stuck and they're bored or they're angry and all that shit, and they're all fucking caught up in their emotions.
right.
They fucking miss it.
Well, it's funny. It's a lot like the what was the movie of the if you build it they will come, the cornfield movie.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that the natural or?
No, he did that one. Bert, different guy did that one.
I know what you're talking about.
Anyway, yeah, it's the Kevin Costner. You know, if you build it,
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. That's
Yeah.
it. But anyway, where and they go out and they pick up this kid that comes back who was actually the town doctor,
Okay.
and they on their way back to town, they pick up this hitchhiker, and it turns out it's the doctor when he was a little kid.
Okay.
And did you see that part or anything?
I don't remember it.
Well, his dream was he always wanted to play baseball, and he was pretty good. And when it came time for him to get in, to go on try out to get in the pros, somehow he became a doctor, and like the whole town depended on him. So he spent his life being that town's doctor. So
Okay.
he never got to play baseball. So Field of Dreams, anyway, they're headed back. They pick him up. It's him when he was a kid. So his dream, he gets to go play in the Field of Dreams with the old baseball players. You know that part, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
Okay.
anyway, so he finally gets up to bat, and he tells a story. He goes, I always just wanted to get up there to bat. I never got to bat. He got to
Yeah.
get the majors, but he never got to bat. And he said, I just wanted to look that pitcher in the eye and kind of give him the wink, like, make him think I know something. So anyway, he gets up there, they're playing the little game or whatever, and he winks, and that pitcher looks at him funny and throws it at his head. So the guy dives out of the way. He goes, what are you throwing at the kid for? And he goes, he winked at me. And he yells at the kid and goes, kid, don't wink. So anyway, but then, yeah, so he has a hard time at bat there. And I think, fouls one out and all this stuff. So finally it gets away to where he's got 3 balls on him, and he's talking to the old timer guy, and he goes, "Okay, so what do you think he's gonna do? He's got a guy on first, so he ain't gonna want to walk you, So he's probably going to give you something to hit. And the little kid goes, or he's going to put one in my ear.
Right.
And he goes, he's probably going to give you something to hit, but watch out for in your ear.
Right.
But that's kind of how newcomers are when we get here, and they wake up a little bit. We
Yeah.
put them up there to bat. We go, heads up, don't wink. Watch out for in your ear because life
Yep.
is about to start happening.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that made sense. But it
No,
did.
no, absolutely. Well, I think the big thing is just giving it a fucking opportunity, getting up to the plate,
Yeah,
trying,
yeah, that's it.
and trying to just sit there and argue, and I just get frustrated sometimes. I understand because I don't know how many years I argued with people that I'm just fine.
Yeah,
I'll figure this shit out, you know? And the best thing that it ever fucking did was almost kill me. So maybe I should try something fucking different because my best way of thinking almost killed me.
yeah,
Maybe I should start taking some advice from some other people, you know? Maybe I should open up my fucking ears once in a while and listen. But you still get a lot of people, I'll fucking figure it out. Leave me alone. Stop telling me I don't know shit. You know? It's like what I can't Mel had a great share last night. He had so many good shit about how he's been working on car engines for fucking 60 goddamn years, and he's got a person that's never even knows how to turn on a car and turn on the radio, arguing with him on what to do next. The fuck are you doing?
well, that's how we treat our higher power.
Right?
If you think about it.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I got this. I
Yeah,
know what I'm doing.
he's like, I got this good stuff for you over here. I just need you to move over here. And we're like, no, I got this.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Just like saying I'll never run a Mojave 240. I got this.
I got this. I'm pretty comfortable saying I got that.
I know. I know.
I
I
could
know.
be wrong. I mean,
There you go. There
I
you
could
go.
be.
Just be open minded, brother.
That's it. That's it.
So
So, anyway, well, good, good. That's about all I got. I didn't have a whole lot. I was kind of seeing if you came up with anything about,
yeah.
about how much you like people helping you and stuff like that.
I don't want to talk about that.
Because it's maybe we talk about it next week how easy it is for us to want to help people, but it's not real easy for us to let people help us.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely learning. I mean, the thing is it's almost well, it's not almost. It is forced upon me. Is like, oh, you're going to be able to learn some patience. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But the truth is eating until somebody can feed me.
Right?
You know, and the worst thing that I thought I can't even cheat.
Yeah.
I went into, and I'll be honest with you, I was craving some sugar. This was probably 4 or 5 days ago. And I've been doing good. I've been eating nothing but protein, no sugar, no breads, no pasta, right? Just protein, protein, protein. I'll throw some cauliflower or something in there once in a while, but for the most part, protein to help with my recovery. And one night, 2 o'clock in the morning, Amy's in the other room. I'm in my recliner. Nobody's going to know. I go in the pantry and I'm searching for some cookies or crackers or something, right? I found a packet of fucking cookies. Just a little bitty fucking bag. I can't open them. No strength in my fingertips. And I'm sitting there going, motherfucker. And I'm telling this story to little Chrissy. He goes, well, why didn't you just get the scissors? I said, dipshit, I told you, I can't fucking barely move my fingers. So I can't even use scissors. So I'm sitting there with a bag of cookies right in front of me. And I go, this is funny. This is funny. It's like, it ain't up to me. I can't even cheat. So so I went back and I took it as a sign that I just need to do what I'm supposed to do to recover sooner because there's some other shit that I gotta take care of.
There you go. Got
So yeah,
God doing for you.
that's it. But I have to I mean, as much as I want to scratch my face, I gotta wait for Amy to do it, or I got my handy scratching stick now. So
Yeah, that's a lifesaver right there.
yeah, right there, that helps me out.
You gotta change the name on that stick though.
Oh yeah,
Put your new company on there.
oh yeah. That's my strong hand. That's what Amy calls it.
Oh, okay.
Strong hand.
All
It's the
right.
only one that works.
I like it. That's all we need.
So that's all I got, brother.
Okay, bud. Me too. We
All right.
get well. You got an appointment tomorrow. We'll know more tomorrow.
Yep,
All
yep.
right.
Well, you guys may see me in some different arms next week, so we'll see
Yeah.
what happens. But
Well,
in the meantime, ask yourself this question: does God enjoy you?
does God enjoy you? That's a good
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Yeah.
Take that home and think about that for a while.
Yeah. God will enjoy you if you get out in the sun more.
That's right. Get out there, y'all.
That's it. All right. We'll see you.
Peace out.
Peace out.